5 most unexpected signs you can ride faster by improving your on-bike fueling and hydration. Sometimes a few of these get chalked up to reasons outside of nutrition, and if you find yourself doing that, you might want to just do a quick double check that it's not just your fuel and hydration that's holding you back. Without further ado, number 5. Thriving in only optimal weather. If you can count on your performance suffering more than others in heat or humidity or at altitude, but you feel pretty dialed in when the weather is perfect for you, it might be a sign that your fuel and hydration needs to be better matched to the conditions. When nutrition isn't matched to the conditions, dehydration and performance drop are the result. Only excelling when conditions are just right is our first sign that you might be making fuel and hydration mistakes. Number 4. Steady state riding starts to suck more than you think it should. What do I mean here? I mean being out on a long aerobic ride and getting 2 or 3 hours in and it feeling soul crushing. If that's you, take a look in your bottles. It might not be a problem of brain or legs. It might be a fuel problem. Number 3, if you experience weird cravings during training, you probably have a fueling issue and can ride faster if you manage to fix it. If you want pickles, crave a juicy burger, or maybe you're just daydreaming about crepes drenched in maple syrup. If that's you, you might be underfueling and have performance on the table if you fix it. Number 2, hunger. Have you ever had stomach rumbling hunger where you're just wishing you had something to eat? Or another version of hunger, starting to prefer solid foods to fill your stomach the longer the ride goes on. Both are signs that you've dramatically underfueled. The reason? Epinephrine, also known as adrenaline, normally increases in your bloodstream during exercise. It just helps your body access all its internal fuel stores. But when epinephrine is elevated in your blood, like normal, during exercise, it strongly blocks hunger signaling. So if you've got breakthrough hunger while you're exercising, it means your muscles are literally screaming at you for fuel, and that you're probably at least an hour behind in your fuel consumption. If you've ever gotten hungry during training, or worse, during racing, you might want to take a hard look at your fuel and hydration strategy. Our honorable mention is drinking or eating resistance. If you find yourself not wanting to consume either the fuel or the water that you brought with you, it's not just a weird psychological quirk. You're not just finicky when rides get long, and it doesn't have to be this way. It might be because you've already messed up your fueling strategy from the get-go. The reason drinking or eating resistance often happens is because folks are sort of in tune with what feels good in their bodies at any given time. And if you've fallen behind on your hydration or fueling earlier in the ride, it makes it much harder for your gut to tolerate the stuff you brought for later in the ride. And our brains are pretty well adapted to look at foods and perceive how they're going to make us feel, because they store up memories about similar experiences in the past. So if you find yourself hours into a long ride staring at your snacks thinking, ugh, I just don't know if I can do any more of this stuff, you might be able to go faster for longer and actually enjoy your snacks if you fix your fueling and hydration earlier in the ride. Alright, let's get to the grand finale. Number 1. Fading motivation. You know that little voice in your head that starts to say, it's not worth it, I want to be done, the workout's already ruined? You know that voice. It's not just fatigue or mental weakness talking to you. You're not in as bad of a place as you think. Sure, that negative self-talk might be caused by poor mental strategies or bad habits psychologically, but you didn't start on your big ride saying, it's just not worth it. That little voice convincing you that it's not worth the effort is highly correlated to blood sugar and your fueling strategy. If you find yourself experiencing drops in your motivation to do what you set out to do at the beginning of the ride, it might be worth checking into your fuel and hydration strategy. There's a reason the pros have detailed gram-by-gram nutrition plans for all the big stages. There's a reason they have PhDs in sport writing these plans and putting fuel in their bottles. If you think it would be cool to experience that level of optimization too, Michelle and I have been working literally day and night on putting together an app that delivers just that. Custom fueling for each of your training sessions based on the latest scientific research. We built a database of recommended products to choose from, plus customization made simple, and automation so that it feels like every day you just have a nutrition coach in your kitchen making your bottles for you. We're still a small channel, but the feedback you've been providing us has been amazingly valuable. We're glad to have you here with us. Let us know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to know more about, or any problems that you need help solving. My hope with this video is to convince at least one more person that a lot of their problems might be improved or even completely solved with a little look into their fuel and hydration strategy. It's something that I've walked hundreds of athletes through in my one-on-one coaching practice, and I know it's hugely valuable when I get emails saying that what I've shared has been life-changing. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.